Hello everyone and welcome back to Adventures with Clive. And with the previous episode, we went ahead and finally made it to the Moonrise Towers, where we were able to purchase some things from the different vendors there and actually interact with them and get some information from them. And we were also able to talk with Zarel and Kethric Thorm, and so we found out a little bit more about Kethric Thorm. And Zarel sent us on a quest to go find Balthazar in the tombs. So we are here and on the second floor, and this is where we talked with Zarel originally. So if you want to know exactly where we are, these are the stairs, and we come up the stairs, and this is the area that you kind of come to. And the first thing we need to do is go and look into Balthazar's room. And so his room is the opposite of the direction where you were talking with Zarel originally. And on this person here, there is a note, so we can actually go loot her body. And this note right here gives us a little more information. So if we read Zarel's personal reminder, it says that Balthazar is missing and that there's no doubt that he rigged his chambers to high elves. So that's a little bit of a warning to us. If we walk through here, walk through this room, Zarel's going to be over here to the left side here, and then through this door is Balthazar's chambers. So we can go in here, and all these little bookshelves, you probably want to check out these bookshelves, because sometimes you can find some scrolls, some pretty decent scrolls from these shelves. So in here, we use the key that we got from Zarel, and what we're going to do is we're going to close this door, because I don't want to attract any attention in case we mess up. And so inside, there's a couple of things that we can get. This moon lantern is one, if you need it. We have the pixie blessing, so it's not really that big of a deal. This could be interesting, this engraved Githyanki disc.
Disc is similar to one you found before, and similarly baffling.
Yeah, we can try to investigate it. I don't think I'm going to pass this 20 check, but who knows. Oh, I did. Nice.
In your mind's eye, the symbols trade places with each other until a clear pattern forms. And from that pattern, a story emerges. The Prince of the Comet, Part 3. The histories tell us that Commander Voss, Gestil Kithrak, pierced Prince Orpheus clean through with his sword of silver, that his flesh was torn and fed to the great red dragon Ephelaman. Vlakith's faithful roar out this tale, but beneath the roars we hear whispers carrying truth and prophecy. The Prince of the Comet is not dead. The Prince of the Comet will come again. The Prince of the Comet will liberate us from Vlakith's tyranny. Praise be to Mother Gith, Queen of the One Sky. Praise be to your son, Orpheus, the true heir, Prince of the Comet. It's an intriguing tale, and a forbidden one, given how expertly it was encoded. Lae'zel will surely want to know of this.
Those Githyanki discs. I should talk to Lae'zel.
Yeah, we get this information about Orpheus, Prince Orpheus, and this does play into a major part into the storyline. So we will find out more about that. Lae'zel story progression comes about with Prince Orpheus's story too. So we definitely want to give that to Lae'zel, especially if she's in your party. You want her to look at that, and it kind of tells the story between Prince Orpheus and the current queen of the Githyanki and the issues between them. So that is a pretty interesting piece of information, and one you probably want to pick up. The other things that we can find in here is there is a chest, and so this chest we can lockpick.
Couple turns should do it.
There are no traps on this chest. And we get this cloak, and this cloak is if you poison a foe, you can heal yourself for a 1d4 hit points. So a lot of people don't have cloaks, at this point in time, so we can give them to whoever. I'll just take this one for now. Actually, probably would be better on Will, but that's fine for now. And got the Moon Lantern. You can at least sell that. There's other forbidden information, things about goblins. So if we come over here, one of the other things that we can notice is that there is these protruding books. And there is a puzzle piece over here that we can unlock by clicking on the right protruding book. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to figure this out. We will need its heart. And I believe it's the top right one up here. The farthest one. Yeah, so you see the click here? If you hit the wrong one, what happens is that these little faces light up. And it does one of three things. Like it'll summon mobs or do poisons or stuff like that. So you have to be careful. But the top right one, this one up here, will trigger this. And I want you to put an item in, and the item in here is the heart. So just grab a heart. There's different places you can find a heart in here. And we can now go into this room. And this is like a lot of information in here.
The necromancer was experimenting on the tadpoles.
Okay, so yeah, so he's also doing tadpole research.
But they were already imbued with Netherese magic. So where did that magic come from?
And your guardian gives you the information that you are thinking about. And so there's different things you can actually look at here. Dead pixies, broken moon lanterns, another tadpole, a dead tadpole. I don't think it's going to be very important. And then his research notes right here. So we get kind of an insight into Balthazar and what he's been planning. And this does update. And essentially the notes just talk about the night song of the mausoleum, another piece of the puzzle. And we already have several clues to go on already. Alright, so that's going to be pretty much it for this area. A lot of things you can come in here and loot. You can read through his personal research notes. This Attention to Acolytes book is pretty interesting. It tells you not to mess with the bookshelf, and now we know why. You don't want to go through this door. This door is blocked by guards, so if you go through this door, they're going to find you and you're going to be in trouble. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So I will loot the stuff from this place and head on out to the Moonrise Tower waypoint. So I'll see you there. Alright, we're outside and here's the waypoint. And so what we're going to do is we're going to head up to the north. And we're going to run across this little central area here, which there's tons of bones, tons of things you can like run around and check. You want to be careful though, because if you look at the people that are hidden, we can see that there's line sights here. So if we go hidden in stealth, we can actually engage these guys. Oh, the dog's already engaged them. Alright. It's not too bad, actually works out pretty well. Yeah, so these guys have very little health. They're very low level, so it shouldn't be that difficult to take them out. Alright, that is the fight here. There's a little puzzle here, but you know what? We did level up all of our characters, and we are now level 8. So level 8, I tend to like to respec to kind of fix some of the earlier level stuff that I decided to do. So I might actually go do that, and I think we'll do that and come back and then do this little puzzle in the middle. Alright, we are done with our respecs and optimized what we would need to do at this level. I can go over that really quick. So for my main character, it's level 3 rogue essentially and level 5 ranger. So with him, I get the bonus attack now with the main hand. I still have the thief rogue. And if we want to look at some of the stats, here they are. And here we go, Thief, Ranger, Gloomstalker still. So we get similar types of traits that what I had before. I did optimize some of the spells that I have. This is just because I already have a character with the same spells. So I don't want to have two characters with the same spells. I mean, it's not really beneficial to have that. And here is all the bonuses that I have. I still kept the Sharpshooter. So I still have Sharpshooter. So I can still use that feat, and that is going to be very helpful for him for extra damage. Alright, so for Shadowheart's, she is a level 2 cleric now and a level 6 bard. If we look at her detailed view, we can see that she is College of Lore still and Life Domain. So she does get the resetting bardic inspirations every short rest, and I believe we have more now. So if we look at her, we have up to 5 now, and they recharge on a short rest. So every fight I can use cutting words, which is going to be nice. And if we look at her spell book, it's not really much of a difference than what I had before. So with College of Lore, you are able to pick 2 spells from a different school of magic, and I was able to pick up Guardian Spirits, which is actually pretty big. It's a massive amount of damage that comes out of these. Every turn, these things are spinning, and they're hitting everyone around you. So as somebody that doesn't have a lot of damage output, these bump up quite a bit. The unfortunate side is it is a concentration spell, and that's the problem with having a cleric and a bard combination, is that there are so many concentration spells, it's really hard to pick since you can only have one active at a time. But Guardian Spirits is definitely worth it. If you're not throwing up Bless, you're going to be throwing up Guardian Spirits. Will, he's got a huge upgrade. If we look at, he's still the Fiend. I gave him a level 2 Warlock, so he's still level 2. We're kind of focused in on just using Warlock for Eldritch Blast. Eldritch Blast is bumped up to 2 beams, which we had before. The damage output for this is going to be pretty big. And we still have Hex, so we can use Hex quite a bit. And he is Draconic Bloodline, and he's level 6, which means he gets the bonus to the Draconic Bloodline. And because he also is level 6 Sorcerer, he gets a Fireball, so he can actually shoot fireballs. With the fire version of the Draconic Bloodline means that he can do a serious amount of damage with any fire spells. And here's his spell book, so this is really it for his Warlock spells, just some buffing spells, and of course Hex. And then for Sorcerer, we still have the same meta magic options, so Careful, Twin Spells, Quicken Spells, and we are already up to Fireball and then Counterspell. So yeah, this is Will's, and we also have 6 sorcery points we can spend, so we can start actually getting into using more sorcery points. And Karlach, I did kind of a role reverse. I made her a level 3 Barbarian and started pumping a bunch of levels into Paladin. And the reason why I did this is because really at level 3 Barbarian you get your subclass, so you can pick, whatever subclass you want. And that's kind of like the limits to what Barbarians get. Everything else you can get from a Paladin. So like she does now have the ability to do 2 attacks, so she has double attacks, because level 5 Paladins also get that same ability. And really the biggest thing for her, we're actually able to get her Polearm Mastery. So if we look down here, as one of her reactions, she has Polearm Master, Opportunity of Attacks. And this is actually pretty good. Polearm Mastery gives you the ability to do a bonus attack with the butt of your weapon. So you can actually make, not only do you make 2 main hand attacks, but you can also do bonus attacks with that as well. And you get this really good opportunity of attack specific for Polearm Masters. because we have this halberd, it actually works out fairly well for her because the weapon bonuses is whenever you make a attack roll as a reaction, you make it with an advantage. So you start to pump out quite a bit if people are moving out of your range. So that bonus action attack is going to be pretty handy for her build. Yeah, so that's it. So level 8, you do get quite a big boost. Okay, now that we're done leveling, we can attempt to put together this little puzzle here. And you start off by hovering over each one of these plaques and then reading them.
Something about these plaques.
And yeah, our character notices that there's a click. And if you look at the text, it kind of looks like broken pieces of words. So we need to put them together kind of like a puzzle. And there are 3 different plaques on each side, so we can click them in the right order. And there's a perception check for these, but it's not required to uncover them. So it's like R and then L. And now we'll just focus on the top words. And this one's ADO. So if we look at the last plaque and we combine it with this one, we get Lady. So it should be Our Lady as the first part. So click this one first.
At the ready.
Then the one to the right of it. Then we go all the way back to the other side, and it should be Our Lady of Loss as the first line. And we did open up a door, so we can go into this little room here. And this is a Shar Sanctuary. So we can look down and we see the statue of Shar. So let's go down to the bottom here and we look at around. You can see multiple statues, and each one of these statues has a plaque beneath it. So we can read this.
Do you accept Shar's test of your intellect?
Alright, so what we have to do now is do a saving throw for intellect. And completing this saving throw will give us a bonus to our intellect. And if we fail it, we have to fight some mobs. So we need to find somebody that can pass one. I think we can probably use someone like Will, because he has the crown. Or we can give the crown to somebody else. But nobody's going to benefit from the blessing though, so it doesn't really matter. But we do need to pass all 3 of these checks.
Do you accept Shar's test of your intellect?
Alright, let's give it a shot. And we can also get a bless as well. And we got it.
You feel a small pulse of energy race up your spine, and a strange sensation of acceptance.
And if we look at Will's buffs, we can see that he got the Dark Lady's Erudition. And it gives a +5 bonus to intelligence. So if we look at his character sheet, we can see the bonuses that he has. Yeah, and it shows that he has a 17 to his intelligence, which he's capped out at 17 thanks to his helmet. But if we look at the stats, it says he started with a 12 and he gets a +5, so that's also 17. So he gets 17 no matter what. So I guess he could just use another helmet while he has this buff. But it really doesn't affect him, so it doesn't really matter. So that's kind of nice. And let's see, we have another one here. Let's see what this one is.
Better not be cursed.
Do you think yourself wise enough to be granted Shar's blessing?
This is going to be a wisdom check. I'm going to probably give that to Shadowheart.
My faith protects me.
She actually might get a bonus because she's a Shar
Do you
worshipper.
think yourself wise enough to be granted Shar's blessing?
Yeah, so she's a cleric of Shar, and so she can actually just get that.
A warm swell rises through you. Acceptance. You are worthy.
Yeah, followers of Shar to get that quick bonus, and so she gets +5 to wisdom,
Can't afford to stay idle.
and she's gonna have quite a bit of wisdom probably. Yeah, 19 wisdom, so that's gonna be pretty good bonus for her. This is really good to keep whenever you're going down into the mausoleum, or if you're gonna be doing quite a bit of fighting. And then the last one is this one right here.
Are you bold of heart and sharp of tongue? Can you turn any and all to the Dark Lady's cause?
I think it's gonna be charisma? Yeah, charisma roll. So let's see, who can probably Shadowheart, I'm guessing. Actually, we'll try to give it to Will.
Are you bold of heart and sharp of tongue? Can you turn any and all to the Dark Lady's cause? A fiery crackle echoes in the corners of your mind. Your patron knows a thing or two about turning people.
Alright, so we get a special one for Warlocks, and we get an advantage on our charisma saving throw. And of course we can get a little guidance there.
Confidence surges through you. You feel like there is nothing you can't do, no one you can't win over. The statue seems to agree and approve.
Alright, so now we open this door. So you pass all 3 of those checks and you open the door. And we get a nice little bonus from Shadowheart, so she gets to give us an inspiration. And if we look inside here, we're going to see this ritual dagger in here. This is going to prompt us to perform a sacrifice, not like a kill somebody, but actually just perform a sacrifice on ourselves.
An altar to Shar. It appears to seek prey and a blood offering. Your blood.
Alright, so we get prompted to complete the sacrifice. And if we take the dagger, then it's going to make Shadowheart pretty upset. So we can take the dagger, recite Shar's dogma, and cut our arm. Alright, so we get these items up here, and we can just grab these. There's quite a few good items. You can't really take this Shar's dagger. It's going to cause us to fight something. Which, you know, it's a good way to actually get some more experience. But if we look at this, it's just a +1 dagger, so it's not really that big of a deal. It does have a 1d4 necrotic damage as the +1, so yeah, I mean, it's really not that great of an item. So it's really up to you if you want to make Shadowheart upset, or if you want to and fight these monsters, or if you want to just get the dagger. Alternatively, if you wanted to fight the monsters while taking the dagger, you could break these statues. Each one of these statues will spawn the monsters that are inside of them. So it's really up to you. Let's go upstairs and head back out. Alright, now that we're done with inside of the Shar Sanctuary, we want to head up to this area here. This is going to be the Masons Guild. This is like the old town. So you have the tool house and you have the walkway here. There's like somebody right here. Corilla.
Tread carefully. You are still necessary. And she left the stench of the hells behind.
Okay. Oh, so that's Corilla. She's a devil. You can tell by the way she teleports in and out, just like Raphael does.
Look at that. The Masons Guild.
Okay, so we have the Masons Guild. This is the symbol.
Statues. The impaled skeletons. Not so much.
Okay. Characters are commenting on the skeletons. Impaled skeletons here. Let's open the door. And inside, we find this little room. There's a barkskin recipe. Okay. I think we already have that one, though. Some bones. There's a plaque here.
Here lies the Grand Mason, his bones and lies exposed. A pile of crushed bones of varying shapes, sizes, and creatures.
Okay. That may not be his bones. And let's go to the back door. Really coming here for the basement. Scroll of Burning Hands, some thieves' tools. And grab these. And then over here is going to be the door, the ornate wooden hatch. Okay, and we can go upstairs. There's going to be a hidden passage over here. This is kind of where we're trying to go to. If we can get this to trigger. Oh, there we go. So it's a locked keyhold. Definitely need a bonus for this. Alright, now we have this doorway. And there's going to be like a note on the ground. Note from the Masons. It just says that, hey, congratulations, thief, but you're going to die, essentially. And if we go towards this little chest, this chest is booby-trapped. You can kind of see these little like iron gates here. We want everybody to get over here, just in case. And then just have my character come over here and try to disarm this. It's 18. Should be good on bonuses. They did fail that. We can do an inspiration. We're getting quite a few inspirations now. Alright, we got the 18. And you get this glass goblet and some gold. That's really not that great. But in here, we got a nice little fight. So if we just go stealth, we can kind of see these sight lines pop up.
Breathe deep and move.
Yeah, there we go. So we know that there's some enemies over here. And if we go up here, we can kind of see that they're invisible, these little piles right here. Let's just walk Karlak in there. Trigger this. My character is still stealth, so we can actually get off some shots. So ultimately, there's one guy that's a really high level 7 Wraith. The rest of them are like level 5, so it's really not much of a fight. You can just kind of focus all the ones down, they all run towards you, you just keep killing them as they come. There's not really a whole lot to that. As you can see, they go down pretty quick.
Swift as my feet can carry me.
Okay, that's the fight. And yeah, it does help when you have detect invisibility on, or like Lathantir's light, where it shows like a huge light, or even like sunlight spell. Those are all pretty good ways to find those things.
Step carefully. There's a trap.
Otherwise, they're just going to be in the shadows for a long time. So back here, there's this chest. Let's go ahead and disarm this chest. In +9 bonus, 21. the rolls get harder. Let's lockpick this.
What's past this?
And we get this Helmet of Arcane Acuity. So it's another helmet we could probably sell, most likely. And then ultimately back here is where we want to go. There's a bunch of stuff in here, like logs and different things you can loot. And there's a diagram of Moonrise. There's also... yeah, there's a button right there. And then back here, there is a secret room. And there is in these chests. So let's check this chest out. Just a bunch of scrolls. And in this chest, a bunch of potions. So you are able to get some additional items in here. But down here, if we look at some of these documents, like the Mason's log, I believe is what we need to look at. It kind of explains a little bit about what's been going on. Kethric Thorm was a Saloon Knight, then he turned into a Shar worshipper, and he created an army of Justicars. And the Saloon Knight Masons here are the ones that actually made a deal with Raphael, and that's how Kethric Thorm was defeated by the Harpers. So you get a lot of lore all throughout this area, and it is really interesting that how they put it all together. And of course there's other lore here we can look at. That's pretty much it for down here, the Masons Guild. Mostly lore, a little bit of fighting and XP, and we did progress the Saloon Knight Resistance quest. Alright, so I'm gonna grab some loot and then we can head out. Alright, so we did do quite a bit in this episode, so we're gonna wrap it up. So we did go into the Sanctuary of Shar, and we uncovered the blessings. We found out that there was like a secret Shar worship area here. And then in the Masons Guild here, we uncovered the Saloon Knight Resistance. If you put that together with what Raphael was saying, that someone wanted to stop Kethric Thorm, we find out that the Masons were the ones that actually made the deal with Raphael, and they are the ones that killed all of Kethric Thorm's army, and the Harpers were the ones that actually stopped Kethric Thorm over 100 years ago when the curse was created. So you can kind of put together the storyline of what happened 100 years ago in the Shadow Cursed lands by doing all these little side quests and finding all these little bits and pieces of information. And there's going to be even more information regarding what actually happened to Kethric Thorm's army, which we will get into very, very soon. So that's going to be it for this episode. I thank you for watching. I appreciate all the support, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.